Your soul will soon suffer.
Round one, fight!
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about the trouble and trying to irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Round two, fight!
We've got a sizable motorcade repositioning on Pennsylvania Avenue, so it's possible that it looks like I can see behind the camera. The vice president's vehicles are leaving right now, so it would seem that at least her part in the Situation Room is done. She will now go back to the Naval Observatory.
It was an intense moment for the Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America, and I was in almost every meeting with the President.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that the meeting's over in the Situation Room.
Correct.
Brutality.
This is irresponsible. It's the height of irresponsibility for the Commander-in-Chief to suggest that we have to build a wall across our southern border because there are terrorists who are trying to invade the country. It couldn't be farther from the truth.
According to court papers, back on July 27th, the victim was driving around with a passenger when he got a call from Adrian Martinez, the suspect. Martinez wanted to meet up, so they pulled into a parking lot at an apartment complex. The passenger told police the victim and Martinez were talking, and as they walked away, he heard a gunshot. The court documents explain that Martinez then took off. He was arrested later on. Court documents say that he was extradited to Mexico back in 2016 and was not supposed to be in the United States. Martinez is charged with second-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Today, a judge set his bail at $2 million.
Get over here, bitch!
Fox News alert, an emergency meeting in the White House Situation Room today, where Kamala Harris looks like a nervous wreck. As the Middle East is on the verge of spiraling into a regional war, an American carrier strike group has been rushed into the Gulf as Iran could strike Israel at any moment. American soldiers have already been injured this afternoon in a barrage of rocket attacks on a military base in Iraq. This while Americans woke up at home to a bloodbath.
The Dow opened down more than 1,000 points, fueling fears of a recession amid a global market meltdown.
Quadruple-digit loss now in the Dow. 1,000 points.
Never been down 1,000 points ever, not even intraday on the NASDAQ.
Is that true?
That is true.
A rise like that is historically a sign that a recession is imminent.
The economy is either in or close to a recession.
What you're seeing right now in the stock market is what Americans have been feeling for the last 3 years. It's just a manifestation of it right now.
Take a deep breath. It is very scary.
Over $1 trillion wiped out as Bidenomics looks like it's blowing up right before the election. Someone must be proud.
That is called Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Trump saying today, stock markets are crashing, job numbers are terrible. We are headed to the World War III. and we have two of the most incompetent leaders in history. This is not good. He calls it the Kamala crash. Economists say she detonated the biggest debt bomb in American history when she cast the tie-breaking vote on the $2 trillion spending bill.
The yeas are 50, the nays are 50, the Senate being equally divided. The Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the concurrent resolution as amended is adopted.
Kamala and Biden raided the Treasury, handed out corporate welfare, imported 10 million foreign workers, declared a war on energy, and then patted themselves on the back.
Mr. President, what do you want your legacy for Gen Z to be?
Cure the economy.
Two economic illiterate tax and spend puppets gave a chip company, Intel, $8 billion of your money. And right under their noses, Intel said thanks and laid off 15,000 workers. This AI bubble, the only thing that's keeping the market afloat, that Bidenomics funded with your tax dollars, could pop before the election. Americans are maxed out on credit cards and are taking on second jobs to keep up, but could soon lose both jobs because of the recklessly corrupt mismanagement of our economy, which will probably end up in another big tech bailout. Watch. The election was already about the economy. And if today's bloodbath continues, voters deserve answers from Hayden Harris, who hasn't done an interview since June. A lot's happened since June. And is Kamala even capable of explaining capital markets, labor markets, the global economy? In the book, This Will Not Pass, the authors say while Biden was negotiating with Republicans for $1 trillion in new spending, Kamala piped in out of nowhere and asked for $4 trillion. And Biden dismissed her comment immediately. Imagine if she had gotten her way. She's never had a job in the private sector and doesn't even know why inflation even happens.
What else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up.
Thanks. She doesn't even understand what makes prices go up and down. And if she were elected, she'd have stewardship over the most technologically advanced economy in human history. Yet believes when you save things on your computer onto the cloud, it actually goes into the clouds.
No longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right? Mm-hmm. It's no longer in a physical place.
With Economics for Dummies at her bedside table and Morning Joe on her DVR, does it really even matter what Kamala knows? It doesn't. She's told what to do. This is what she's really all about. Watch.
We have to stay active. And, you know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke.
This is Kamala's economic philosophy. Equity. She wants to redistribute the wealth and give it to people based on what they look like.
Equality suggests often everybody should get the same thing. Well, that often assumes everybody started out in the same place, as opposed to equity, which is everyone should end up in the same place. And if you then understand not everybody started out in the same place, you understand some people need more. So we all end up in the same place.
Ending up in the same place is communism. And it's unfeasible. But the arrogance to believe that you, Kamala Harris, who's never run a business, is going to re-engineer the entire U.S. economy so that everybody ends up in the same place, makes the same amount, has the same stuff, is a fantasy and goes against human nature, which she doesn't understand. But they won't let Kamala ever say that again. They have to make this election about caring instead of competence. The Democrat machine is creating fomentum around a woman they tried to strip off the ticket just last year. That's why Obama didn't want Kamala. And his people are telling CNN Democrats are being irrational.
There's a lot of irrational exuberance on the side of on the Democratic side of the aisle right now because there was despair for some period of time about what November was going to look like. Now people feel like there's a chance. But it is absolutely Trump's race to lose right now. Everybody should be sober about that on the Democratic side.
Democrats are still buzzed from the coup, but are about to wake up to a vicious hangover when they realize they're nominating a radical San Francisco socialist to debate a businessman during a recession that she caused and can't explain.
Game over. Choose your destiny.
Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will define our American destiny. And your courage and goodness and love will forever guide us along the way. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you. God bless America.